Hello guys and welcome to another video today, and I am talking with one of the F1 Esports boys today, so quite a bit different to what I usually do. I've no idea what I'm going to call this video, probably just going to stick his name in the title and hope for the best, but I'm here with one of my teammates from Veloce, the shirt's up there somewhere. It is Limitless, James Doherty. Pleasure to have you, mate. How are you?
Yeah, I'm really good. Thank you very much for having me on here. I'm proud to be the first person of this hopefully little series that you're doing in this. So, yeah, I'm just really looking forward to the questions and, yeah, let's get into it.
Good stuff. So, yeah, obviously we're a week into the F1 Esports. We're 3 out of 10 rounds in, and it was a pretty good start for you. Pretty good start. How would you evaluate that first week in comparison to what you were expecting?
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't really know what to expect. We actually went much better than I expected to be. Because obviously coming from the Xbox, I haven't really played on the PC until this year, and obviously the people who are in it as well, they're the best drivers in the world, and you never know what kind of setup you're going to get there or the conditions you're going to get. So for me, it went much better than expected, and yeah, I can't wait for the next 7 rounds. I think there's 4 rounds in the last round with Abu Dhabi being double points and a 50% race. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So.
Yeah, so I was really impressed, obviously with your own performance. I think the thing that has impressed people is your adaptation. A lot of people will know that you qualified on the pad. How easy has it been? I know it's been a long transition, but I think personally it's been quite a short one. Adapting, would you say it's been easier than you thought to do?
No, it definitely hasn't been as easy as I thought. Yeah, it's been really, really difficult. I still think I'm actually learning, to be honest. I think every driver will probably say that, but especially for me, I think there's still much more to come. And yeah, using the pad for last year, even on last game, I was still flipping in between the two quite a lot. Whenever it was wet, I'd always go back to the controller. And I think on this game, obviously with esports, that's the reason why I changed. I think I probably would have changed anyway because of the speed of just the wheel just seems to be much more superior than it was now. But on this game, the wet, the controller is no longer competitive. So I think that's the final nail in the coffin for me. But yeah, in terms of adapting to it, I think I did pretty well at the esports, considering I only got the wheel about a day before the actual event, where a few people have had it 2 months before. I hadn't actually touched the wheel or pedals until I think the Saturday before the event.
Wow.
So yeah, so I never done that before. But luckily I had a play seat, so I was quite lucky. If I didn't have a play seat, I think I would have struggled a lot more. But in terms of adapting to it, I think, as I said to you before, I don't think anyone's got a perfect setup there. The wheel's not going to be exactly the same. The dimensions not going to be the same, and I think you just got to get on with it. And that's pretty much what I did. I think that's what helped me. I think everyone's in the same boat. No one's going to be completely comfortable, so you just got to get on with it. But yeah, I think I'd say on last game, I was still kind of missing the controller, but now it's kind of second nature to me in the wheel now, rather than where I just didn't really want to be on the wheel last game. But this game, I actually enjoy it now, so I think it helps quite a lot.
Yeah, definitely. Just out of interest, have you played any of this game on the controller at all? Or?
Only for video, only for the pad versus wheel.
Yeah.
I think that's the only time I played it, and I tested it in the wet, just in case if it was like really good or something. But yeah, literally, I'd say probably 20 minutes max has been on the controller. I think that's the way you need to go. I think any advice to someone to actually learn it properly, I think it's going to take you probably 6 months to a year. To get really where you don't even have to think about it anymore. You're kind of like forgetting that you're actually using a wheel. You've got to enjoy it as well. If you enjoy it, I think that helps quite a bit. And that took me quite a long time. A lot of people say, it's so much more enjoyable being on the wheel. And you probably think, I would think that as well because I did karting for years. But for me, it wasn't really, I enjoyed it on the controller more. I actually felt more at home on the controller. It's only until this year. And when I've actually done well using the wheel at the start of the game, where I actually felt I had pace straight away, that's when I've started to enjoy it more. So yeah, hopefully in the future I'll just keep getting better and better now.
I think it's more comfort at the end of the day, isn't it? It's like I think you probably use the controller for so long. It's like anything really. If you ride a bike and go to drive a car, you're still getting from A to B, but it's just it's completely different. So Do you think maybe the reset in the game, actually having a brand new game, would you say that helps you? Just sort of like put everything behind in a way.
Yeah, it's kind of like a new slate for me. The handling, I think, is quite a bit different from the last game with the steps and just how the physics feels. The force feedback is quite a bit different to the last game. So I pretty much said to myself at the start of this game, everyone's going to be on the same level really at the start. No one's played this game before, so what better time to try and grind into it now and see how I can do it. I still think there's people like Brendan Lee who are probably a little bit ahead of everyone else. But yeah, that was my motivation at the start. It's just to try and stick with it. And if you stick with it, I think that's the best way to do it. A lot of people say the controller's impossible to use because they've used the wheel all the time, so it's the same thing. I think if someone wants to use the wheel and then goes on the controller, they realise how a lot of people say it's really easy to pick up and play. I do think it is. I think it is easier to pick up and play, but to get to the peak
get into the level, isn't it?
Yeah, to get to that last 5%, I think is super. I don't think any device is harder than the other, to be honest. I think they're both as hard as each other to get to the best level. But I think, yeah, if you used the wheel the whole time and went to the controller, especially in the wet or something, even though they say it's OP in the wet, if you give it a try in last game with no assists, with the controller in the wet, and you just use the wheel, I'm guarantee it would be pretty difficult. So I think it's just about time and dedication. I think you can have all the talent, but I think it is literally just about repetition and time. That's the only way you can just get. Yeah, it's about being comfortable. Like I said, once you're comfortable and you just don't even have to think about it anymore, then I think that's when it actually comes to you. So
yeah, when you can just, as you say, if you're comfortable, you sort of put your full concentration into the actual driving, I guess, rather than thinking, oh, I can't be dealing with this. So it's obviously going to take time to do that. So I'd probably say the same. Anyone who's looking to get to that level, you've just got to persevere, even if, like you on the last game, you're thinking, I'm still faster on the controller. You've just got to, take that little bit of a hit to get the gain in the end.
Yeah, you got to lose time at the beginning. When I first went on the wheel, you're like 2 or 3 seconds up slow at the start. It's just that painful stage where you just got to get over it for the first. I'd say only lasts a week or so, and then eventually you just get better and better, and then you get more and more confident. And yes, as I said before, I used to always just think about, oh, my pedal's moving, or where am I holding my wheel, the hand position, or like what force feedback. I wasn't actually focusing on the driving. Whereas now, I think I'm at a level now where I'm actually just focusing on the driving. I'm not even realizing I'm actually using the wheel. Like I have to turn this much in. You just don't even think about it anymore.
Yeah.
Kind of, just second nature. Yeah.
So I just wanted to get a little bit more into the first 3 races of this season. Which would you say you performed the best at? Obviously, you got P5 in Australia. Would you say that was your best race? Because it was a bit of a crazy one in terms of what was going on ahead of you.
It's kind of surprising because Australia was the one I was worried about the most. I was actually least confident around that track.
Right.
Yeah, in qualifying I was okay, but in the race I was actually, because of like you can corner cut really easily, you can lose the car really easily, and I was actually really worried because a lot of people, I've seen their times, everyone posts their times and you see how quick they are, and yeah, I was really surprised with not only the result, which I got helped out by Formula Danny having a penalty, which would have meant I came 6th, but still to come 6th and then get promoted to P5. My pace around me, I think everyone in front of me was slightly quicker than me, but everyone behind, I think I had the pace on them. So I was pretty surprised at that. China was the one I was looking forward to the most. I felt I could have actually challenged for pole around there. In the esports, I've actually got a qualifying lap in. But that didn't go to plan because in the qualifying, it actually started raining as soon as the lights went out for qualifying to start, and I was last out on track. So by the time I got my lap in, the track was, I think my last sector was like 8 tenths slower than the pole time. So that wasn't very good. And then I got wing damage, and then the race is over from there. And then Baku, I was quite surprised there because in qualifying, I was on pole for I think about 5 minutes. I was on pole for a while, which I was really surprised with as well.
Right. Yeah.
So I think I really liked the wheel. I think I adapted to it pretty well, but I really liked the wheel, the Fanatec wheel, felt really nice, like comfortable to me. So yeah, if I could take P5 and then P8, if you said that to me before the event around these tracks, I probably would have taken it, to be honest. So
yeah. I mean, as I already said, it's a great start, and I think the fact that you saying these things with regards to I was last out here. Felt like I left as if you left a bit of pace out on the track. I think that's got to give you confidence going forward as well.
I was just kind of surprised at the pace. I didn't think I'd be like miles off the pace, but I didn't expect to compete with who I was racing against. So in the first race, I was battling Patrick Holzman and Fabrizio Delgado, and actually overtook them in the first race. And to me, they're like the two quickest on the game. So to actually have pace and actually overtake them and pull away, I was pretty surprised by that. So next event, I think I'm really looking forward to that one now. So.
And you're ahead of both of those two in the driver's standings as well at the moment.
Yeah,
so.
Actually, P9 in the championship now because I think someone else had a penalty. So my target for the end of this is if I could get in the top 6, top 7, and my first year competing with the wheel full time, my first esports event, I'll take that. So.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when you're looking at some of the names that are behind you, obviously you've got those two. You've got both the Selton brothers. I'm sure they will both come back. And perform well in the future events, but still, to be ahead of them, it's pretty good going. And obviously going forward, I can't. What tracks? What are the 3 tracks next time? Is it?
The next track is you've got Silverstone, you've got Paul Ricard, and then you've got Spa, and then the next event after that you got USA, Singapore, Abu Dhabi, which is the 50%. With double points, and I'm trying to think what other track there is. There's another track as well. Can't remember which one it is.
So
Hockenheim.
Right, okay, yeah. So next time out, what are your thoughts? What's your obviously traditionally Silverstone, one of your favourite tracks.
Yeah.
Is it still the case on the wheel on this game, or is it a little bit maybe too early to tell?
Yeah, I think on the wheel in this game, when I've raced people like Veloce Surprise and other people as well, it's definitely my best track in terms of pace. So I'm not getting ahead of myself when it's the first event because obviously these are the best drivers and I had a good result, but I'm literally just pretending that didn't happen and just trying to not get ahead of myself or anything at all. I just want to just try and perform like I did before. I think if I did, I think I should be in the points each race. That's the minimum I want to do. In terms of getting better than that, I think fighting for a win would be very difficult. Be really difficult because I think in qualifying you've got people. I think there's always going to be someone like Brendan or Danny who are going to be pretty much occupying the top 2 spots each time. So they're going to be pretty difficult. But I'm hoping if I can just get more points than I did in last event and get it in all 3 races, I'll be pretty happy with that. But I'm not going to get big-headed or get away from myself because it's only been one event and literally anything can happen next time. So if I can get all the points and maybe if I could get a podium this whole series, just one podium, I'd be pretty thrilled with that, to be honest. So that'd be pretty awesome.
No, I think it's good mentality to have that you've got. With regards to your team, obviously you're at Renault. What's that been like? It must have been, it's a dream of yours, dream of all of ours. I'm sure people that are watching this video to be signed by an F1 team and, being obviously the first event where the teams are involved. What have they been like so far?
Yeah, they've been absolutely awesome. This last week, I had quite a few days. I think I had like 3 days at their factory.
Wow.
So just getting a complete tour around, just seeing every single part of it. I'm going to go on the F1 simulator next time. I go there, so that'll be pretty cool. Maybe as you try and test out the car, if I could do what Matty G did, that'd be pretty insane. I'll see if that can happen. But just sitting in the car was pretty insane. So they've been supporting me the whole time. When we do practice sessions, we have my team manager who watches every single session. So it's pretty much takes notes every single lap time, everything we've been doing. So they've been really, really supportive behind it. And just seeing how everything works has been pretty insane. To be signed by an F1 team, I think if you said that to me 5 years ago, I think you're being silly or something like that. So, it's pretty insane. And they're really super passionate about it. And we're just going to try the best we can. But in terms of my teammates, Sven and Kimmy is just a beast, like in everything he does. Like physically, he's a tank.
Yeah.
And he's got such a good attitude. He's such a funny guy as well. And then Sven, he came third last year. I think he's probably one of the quickest people, especially over one lap. So think to have him as the teammate's pretty good because I get to set him as the benchmark, and if I can get close, I'll beat him when I do. Then I know I'm doing a pretty good job there. So.
Yeah, I was going to be my next question actually, was what's the morale like in the team? But you've pretty much answered it there. It sounds as if you've sort of got quite a lot of different personalities maybe in there.
Yeah.
It's probably, I'd imagine that's maybe one of the things they were looking for in the evaluation events back in Silverstone. What was that event like for you as well? Were you enjoying it, or were you maybe a little bit apprehensive as to whether you were going to get signs? What were the emotions like at that time?
Yeah, that was a pretty tough week. Just going through a lot of tests and stuff. I was quite unlucky when we did like the sim racing challenge there. I was quite unlucky there, but to be honest, during the live show, I didn't think I was going to get signed at all. To be honest, because I know I've done quite well in the past. I've had pretty good success in the past, but in last year's game, it's kind of up and down for me. The start of the AWR season when I was in controller, the Toro Rosso, I was competing for the championship for halfway through the season. And then I think the wheel users kind of like reached they went up that next level, and I found it really difficult to stay with them. And then the season afterwards, I was kind of kept on switching and changing between the pad and wheel. So I kind of had an up and down season from there. So going into the event, I had a history, but I didn't really show much before that. So I wasn't really expecting to be picked at all, to be honest. And yeah, I guess hopefully, I'm glad that kind of my previous results has actually helped before. So yeah, I was pretty nerve-wracking at the event, but to get picked, I was pretty surprised, to be honest. So
I think maybe with it being sort of the first time that whole evaluation process had sort of happened as well. It's, for you to go in there first time and come out with that, I think maybe the experience would have sort of you would have enjoyed that, even if you'd just gone along and, taken it along to next year. But yeah, can't really get much better than going to Silverstone on the weekend of a Grand Prix and then getting signed by an F1 team. So yeah, sounds as if it was. I'm quite jealous. I'm quite jealous. I won't lie. So. You touched on a little bit of league racing, said about AOR. What are your plans with that going forward? Obviously, you're in ILR this season, if I'm not mistaken. How have you found that so far? Obviously, you've been in AOR for a number of years. Season 6, is it? I believe.
Yeah, 5, maybe even 5 before. I was on the end of season 5, I think.
Right. Okay.
So, yeah, it's been a long time, but AOR, literally just on weekends. I'm quite busy a lot of the time now, and also I wanted to just put a lot of time for practice as well. So I only wanted to do one league this year, and I think IOR is an upcoming league, it kind of reminds me of TRL when I used to do that back in the day. It's kind of you got super competitive drivers, but it's just a little bit more relaxed. Like maybe if you didn't have a great race, you wouldn't be end of the world where you have to go to work like Monday morning and then just be depressed about it or anything at all. So yeah, AOR, I think I'm going to take a break. Well, I did take a break this season. I think next season I'll probably come back into it again. But I just wanted to just do one league and then just put enough time as possible. But yeah, IOR is organised so well. The streams are amazing, and the grid is it's like, I'd say it's just as competitive as AOR as well. And it's just a lot of fun doing that. So I'm really enjoying doing that on Fridays at the moment. So yeah, it's really good. Really good.
Like you say, the production quality on that, I'm really big fan of. So who would you say your main rival in that is this year? Is there anyone that you've got your eyes on targeting, or is it just a case of finishing as high as possible?
Yeah, I want to try and win the championship. That's what I want to do. I'm just using it as my first full season for Will. Just using that to see how I do. Pretty much, I think Veloce Surprise is going to be. I think he's probably one of the best on all platforms. I think, to be honest, I think he's ridiculously good. He's ridiculously good. I think he's only 15 as well. So he's unreal. I think he's going to be very difficult to beat because I'm missing Baku this Friday. Because I'm in Spain as well. I shouldn't miss any other races, hopefully, from there. But I think he's going to be really difficult to beat to him. But my goal in the championship is to try and win. If I can't, then it's going to be at least P2. And I think I'm teammates with Tiro Martin as well in the Red Bull team. So kind of like an old school team. We've been playing combined for probably almost like 20 years, probably combined. in like league racing. So yeah, if we can win the constructors, that'd be pretty good. And yeah, I've had 2 seconds and no points at Bahrain because I can't remember. Yeah, I think I got taken out last corner at Bahrain. So yeah, I've had 2 seconds so far. So if I can try and get a podium, my goal is to get a podium each race. If I can do that, then yeah, I'll be pretty happy with that. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good stuff. You mentioned Martin there. Is he the person which you think you've got the most history with as a rival? Or, I've got a couple of other names that spring to mind as well. Obviously, you've got, in recent history, NLR Evo or CRG Evo now, and Lion Finn. Way back when, X-Mighty G, Noble 2909. Who is it that stands out for you?
The one who was like kind of like my idol was Noble. He was the one that I always looked up to and I learned the most of him. Had some pretty good battles of Evo, like up and down throughout season 10. Me and Matty G, we were always pretty much like locked together on pace, and we just both wanted to beat each other so badly at the time, because I think we were locked in for a championship battle, which got ugly at times. So yeah, we had that. But I think me and Martin is probably he's probably like my best mate like online as well. But I think we're both like literally the same on pace, and yeah, I think we've probably got like the biggest rivalry. We're like always want to beat each other. We've always been racing together for like the last 4 or 5 years now. So yeah, I'd say it's probably him. The Flying Finn didn't really have a rivalry against him because he used to just destroy me.
Yeah.
He had a massive respect for me, and I had a massive respect for him, but we've been on different devices, and him just being, I think, arguably, you could say even better than Noble at times, I'd say, of how dominant he was, particularly last season and season before. I never really got a chance to race him that often. So, but in terms of actually really racing against, I'd say it's probably Martin. Yeah, probably me and Martin. The most intense battle we've had between us two. So yeah.
Yeah, and then I can probably see another rivalry developing between yourself and Surprise, I think, in the next couple of years as well.
Yeah.
Or do you think he's going to go to that next level in terms of racing?
I think he's adapted like so well that he's on that pace. He's ridiculously good. Like he doesn't seem to bottle it at all. He seems to be like the new Flying Finn kind of way. I think he's still. Yeah, but I think he still needs to have a bit more experience. So I think he needs to actually win things. Once he actually wins things, then I think that's when he'll get like a new stage of consistency. I think because I watched the race yesterday and I saw his tweets like after the race. And
I saw.
I think like maybe his head like a little bit lost a little bit at the moment. But I think in terms of talent, I think I'd say he probably is the best. I think Evo is ridiculously good, but he's been around for so long. But I'd say he's pretty much the same as Evo, if not maybe even better in like one-shot qualifying at times. So yeah, I think in the future, next year in esports, I think it'd be interesting because not naming like names or anything, but like when you play at home and then when you play at an event, it's quite different. Some people perform and some people like can't adapt because it's just a whole different experience. So it'll be interesting to see how he actually does when he actually goes to a live event. But yeah, I think for the future, I think right now, of what I can see, I think he's going to be the next big one. I think so.
Yeah, definitely. I remember last season in AOR. Obviously, you competed in it. I was doing the highlights for it. It was probably about maybe 3-4 rounds into the season. You know, he was doing alright in there, and then all of a sudden he just shot right up to the top. And
yeah. It's weird, yeah.
Yeah.
He's been, I think, in the last 2 games I played against him, and he's been someone. He was on the controller, and I was on the controller as well. And I don't know, like I don't want to sound that the wrong way, but like he was always felt like there was a bit of me and Martin a bit ahead of him and like other people like on the controller. But then out of nowhere, he just gone right up. Like somewhere, and I was convinced he was on a wheel for like ages, but he was actually on a controller.
Yeah.
So I think it's just time and dedication. I think if you put loads of time into it, then you can do it. So I think in the future he'd be really, really good. So.
And then before we leave, this definitely wasn't recorded afterwards. We're just going to get into a few questions that you guys on Twitter had. So I've tried to sort of integrate a few of them into the video, so I didn't have to ask them all at the end, but there's a few interesting ones in here. So We've got first up, Hayden Gullis asks, how many times did he smile? More than 10? You've been pretty perky in terms of smiliness in this video, so
that's my girlfriend's fault. That's actually my girlfriend's fault, because whenever I get a photo or something about my esports on video, she likes me looking serious. That's literally why I don't smile.
That's where it's come from. Okay, that's fair enough. I can accept that. Nathan Avi says, what do you think of Hamilton fans? We haven't seen the meme in a while.
Yeah, to be honest, yeah, that people think I hate Hamilton. I don't actually hate Hamilton, or there's not even a driver I actually support. There's just drivers I'm not fans of, and yeah, I'm not really like a fan of his personality, but in terms of his racing, for me, there's no doubt that he's the best driver. I'm just kind of annoyed at Vettel at the moment, because I think he's just blown the championship. Yeah. So it's quite depressing like watching him, because I felt he had the best car and everything, but Hamilton has deserved this championship. So haven't been able to use it recently. So.
Yeah, it's a shame.
It triggers the people want to do it.
Shout out to Ben Tim at Marduk for asking a question. I tried to integrate this one. He asked what your expectations were for round 1. So yeah. I think we've sort of gathered that there were a lot lower than what you got.
It's already done, Ben.
Yeah. I've stitched him up there royally.
Or they'll be on my expectations, so they were.
Yeah.
They were.
Nino, AF Nino. I mean, you've got to rely on him. Have you tried cutting vegetables with your nipples?
My nipples? I haven't tried, but I tried soon. My chest is so big, that's why.
Cyril Hamilton says, who do you think is the best pad player at the moment?
Alright. Best pad player? It's hard to tell who on pads. I think he's been one. He has, not just saying it because he's asking it, but yeah, he's got the potential to be one of the best, definitely for sure. His run that pace it's always been pretty insane. In terms of best pad player, is Langman on the pad?
Yeah.
Langman's on the pad. At the IOR race, he actually finished ahead of me on track. We had a penalty. He drove pretty good. I think he's someone who a year ago wasn't getting that good results, but he's actually starting to do quite well now. His pace is actually I'm actually been quite impressed with his pace. Hamilton's pace, when I practice with him, I think with him, he's one of the best people on the controller, but I'd say it's a toss up between him and Langman, I'd say at the moment.
Yeah.
I'd say so, yeah.
TR Malta, Callum Teasdale says, do you still have PTSD from season 9?
PTSD?
Post-traumatic stress?
Oh, right. From season 9?
Which
I think from season 8, 9 and 10.
Yeah, yeah.
I think for all 3 of them I have it. So. Yeah. But yeah, that was the tough one, yeah. That's probably
yeah, there's still time to get that.
Maybe.
Has he disconnected yet? No, that was me on this call. So I'm not even going to ask that one. There's, I'll take the L on that. And before we finish this interview, I just wanted to ask a final question. Where do you see yourself in terms of F1 Esports, just the general pace on the game itself in 12 months from now?
I'm really hoping. My goal is to try and get in the top 10. Yeah, if I could get in the top 6 or 7 in esports overall, individually, that'd be pretty amazing. And then next year, I want to compete for esports again. I want to keep doing it for as long as I enjoy it, really. That's what I want to keep doing. I won't do it if I don't enjoy it. So as long as I keep enjoying it, I'll keep doing it. And then obviously, I just want to get better and better each year. And then my dream is to actually try and fight for the top spot. So I think in 12 months' time, I'll probably still be trying to do esports and just trying and win it pretty much. So.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure, mate. Thank you very much. And first Veloce collaboration for myself. Been very busy in the last few months, but it's finally happened. And thanks very much. And make sure to leave a like, leave a comment down below on what you think. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Do that.